Oh yeah?
So if I come and have a kinesiology treatment with you,
Yeah.
what would I expect to have happen to me?
Right. Depending on if you've had kinesiology before, but first of all I would say it's non-invasive and you lie on a treatment couch fully closed.
Oh, right.
So, and there are no needles used. It's kinesiology is a bit like acupuncture without the needles because yeah, it also, yeah, some people would prefer that. And it's very much based on traditional Chinese medicine, combining the findings of Chinese medicine with modern Western medicine.
Mm.
So we use the muscle in its strongest position, like we test in this position which makes this muscle very strong and give an impulse. When the muscle then goes weak, it means there's an imbalance in the energy circuit. All muscles relate to certain organs and functions in the body, so which will tell me then which function this relates to, this weakness. And I would then do some corrections to put this balance right. That would mean, for instance, take energy out of the meridians or feed some energy into the meridians.
Wow. So does that mean that people come with a condition, or they can come just for a tune-up and just feel better, having their meridians balanced?
Yeah, I mean that's the general thing, you balance the person, and there are several balancing techniques that can be used depending on your problem.
Mm.
I mean there are lots of balancing techniques for digestive problems, but if you're just feeling a bit off on the day, or your energy is low, or you feel a bit out of balance, this would definitely make a difference, and you come out feeling refreshed and have a spring back in your walk. And yeah, and we use different balancing techniques relating to acupressure points as well.
Oh yes.
So we stimulate acupressure points all over the body, or just hold the neurovascular points, and which are mostly on the head. And so sometimes it's massage, sometimes it's just holding, or we give energy to the meridians to do the balance. And sometimes you only have to balance one little thing, and everything else falls into place.
Really?
It's quite magical in that sense.
So you're using it as a therapy, but for different things, not for one specific kind of condition. You know, people come, and do you need to know what's wrong with them, in fact, or can you work it all out from muscle tests?
It does help if they come and say, I've got a problem here and there. We do take a case study first to see where the majority of the problems are, and which is the bottom line of the problem. So we can treat the source of the problem rather than the symptoms. And there are ways in kinesiology of finding out as well, through muscle testing, which level the problem is on. Is it emotional? Is it nutritional? And then you can go on testing for mineral and vitamin deficiencies and lots of other deficiencies in the body, or foods that the body doesn't agree with.
And you find that's always correct, what you come up with in those? Or?
Well, I know from my own experience, it's helped me a lot, so that's what actually made me study it.
But, I mean, that's the question I want to ask, is, well, how did you get into it?
Well, I had a skin problem for a very long time. It's quite a while ago now, but and someone dragged me along to a kinesiologist, and I didn't know what it was, and they just tested different substances, which actually were supplements, and I was then told to take the supplements, and within weeks actually my problem cleared away, and I was most impressed by it. Yeah.
Wow. So is it a lot of people come to you with nutritional questions, or what sort of things do people come? I think that's another good question.
A lot of people come with digestive problems,
do
actually. Yeah. Some people come with emotional issues, because you also can do goal balances, as we say. Like if you have a problem area in your life which is more emotional, and most people know it's not nutritional as such. It could sometimes be both, of course. And then we work with affirmations, and we work towards that goal. Like we can lock it into the body, and then do a balance and see which muscles go off.
Lock it into the body.
There's like coded into the body this problem area, and do a muscle test specifically on this problem area, and then see which muscles go off, and then do a balance, and so that clears the subconscious body-held stress patterns. It sounds a bit complicated now, but actually it is quite fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Because we hold a lot of memory in our bodies, and they're just stored away, and they're in the way of a lot of things. So once you clear these away, it becomes clearer and clearer what is actually the problem right now. Is it because of an old injury, or is it because you eat something that's not good for you? Or
so are people that ever completely disagree with what their body is telling you? You know, is it, well, actually, you know, your body says you really shouldn't eat carrots or something like that.
Well, people don't, they don't usually like it so much when I say, oh, chocolate is off, sugar. Yeah. But most people actually don't agree with sugar, quite honestly. No. It's not a good thing to eat, and it shows,
Yeah, I've stopped sugars lately and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and also, I mean, there's the gluten factor.
Yeah. Is that something you often find?
Yeah, a lot. And food sensitivities in general are quite common. But also it varies from person to person, obviously, and people know they eat something and they don't feel so great, but they never make the connection to what they've just eaten. They just think, oh, I'm not feeling great these days, I have so little energy. But on the other hand, they eat lots of bread, for instance, and they should when the body doesn't actually want it. And but if you think of food as a chemical substance, and the body has a certain chemical formula, and if these two don't go together, don't agree, obviously it weakens your whole system. And food should actually strengthen our system. Absolutely. It should actually make us feel better and give us energy, and often the opposite is the case, isn't it?
So is that often what you're going to be telling people, is, you know, changing your diet, or do you not stress that too much? I don't know.
Well, you have to be a bit sensitive about that. It's up to everybody, every individually. I'm not telling people to change anything. I give advice, and it's up to the person to actually act on it and do it, or not. You know, personally, I don't like to tell people what to do so much. You know, Is there anything
you know, you want to say about kinesiology that I haven't asked you, or?
Well, you've said quite a lot now.
You have said loads.
It's very complex. There's so many things you can do with kinesiology, and most people don't know what it is. So
no, this is it. This is the trouble, isn't it? How long has it been going?
I came across it 20 years ago already.
Really?
First time.
Oh, wow. And you've been practicing for a long time?
Not so long. I've been practicing Reiki for a long time, but kinesiology I started to study in 2006, and so I've qualified on that level, and taking it from there. Really, there's so many more things you can learn always.
Yes. Sabine, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Pleasure.